Once you've decided which microorganisms you'd like to cover in your microbe project, it's going to be important to find reputable sources of information. So for this, I just want to go over how to find actual scientific sources of information rather than blogs or other sources that may not be relevant or may not have accurate information based on who it's coming from. So what's important is to go to those reputable sources. So I'm going to share my screen and show you just quickly how to find sources that will have accurate information you can trust. So from Google, you can go ahead and type in PubMed. So if we search PubMed, that's going to take us to the NIH's database of publications. So PubMed, we know we can trust articles that are published to PubMed. These articles won't have been retracted for any reason. These are all going to be publications that have gone through rigorous standards to be published in the first place. So within PubMed, you can type, let's say that I've chosen influenza as my virus. So I'm going to type in influenza, and then I can also type review. Review means that it's going to be an article that isn't necessarily or isn't at all experimental. It's going to be a review which puts together a bunch of results from literature that's already been published. It's basically going to be like a recap of all of the information that's currently available in articles. So I've typed in influenza review, and that's going to give me different articles. You'll see now they say review either in the title, or in this case, it says review in the information about an article. So review indicates that it's going to be that compilation of information that's available about that virus from scientific articles. So this one here is human influenza virus infections. It's a review article, and I see that it says free PMC article. That means that I can actually get the free full text of this article. So this is a great example of an article you could use in your research of the different microbes. So I could click this. It's going to take me to the page for this article on PubMed's website still. Now, if I want to go to the full text, it gives me options here of two different links that will take me to the full text. So if I choose this PMC option, now I can click PDF at the top right, and that will give me the actual PDF that then I can save to my computer and use later, even when I'm not on Wi-Fi. So I think that's probably your best option for downloading these files. If something is only available online, that's okay too. But I just wanted to go over how to find relevant sources and accurate sources. So you can see in this information, some of it's going to be written at a very high level. So if you have any issues, if you're looking at it and you're like, you know, I really can't get information from this, it's very hard to process, reach out to me. We'll go over it. We'll figure out the best way for you to break down the information that is present in this article. What you're going to look at mostly in your case will be in the beginning of these papers should talk about some of the specifics of the microorganism. So for example, here it says, two different genera of the virus family, Orthomyxoviridae, influenza A and B, can cause contagious respiratory disease in humans. Okay, so this is going to give us some background information about it. It tells us the family of viruses that it belongs to, and then it's going to get into more detailed information. So this is one way that you can look for sources, and you will be required to have at least one publication that you found through PubMed as a source of information for your project. Another way that you can find relevant information is through a simple Google search. We can search for, let's look up influenza. Let's just see what kind of options come up when we search for influenza. Okay, so that's what I thought would happen. The very first website that comes up is cdc.gov. Now, the CDC is going to be a very reputable source. You can use information from the CDC's website, and a lot of this will be presented in a more understandable way because the target audience for the CDC isn't necessarily scientists, but rather anybody. Anybody should be able to go to the CDC's website, and it should be broken down in a way that is understandable. So CDC just stands for the Centers for Disease Control. It is a federal agency. So this is a website you can go to get more information. So you can see it has broken down how to prevent the flu, symptoms and diagnosis, treatment, but it's not going to give you as much information necessarily about the specific virus. So that's where some of the papers, the scientific articles, will be helpful in figuring out what the structures are of the virus in this case, rather than just going to the CDC's website, which will have more to do with how you can prevent it and treat it, which will come later in our studies. So hopefully that was a helpful little overview of how to find information for your project. If you have any questions along the way or having trouble finding resources, please let me know and I can help you find papers that will help to get the information you need for your project.